Hello from Tennessee. I am going to ramble a bit about my 250 plus day watch fast, and as y'all know, I have an incoming watch coming in soon. Talk to you in a bit. Okay, so let's get into this. I did a little teaser yesterday where I indicated that I do have an incoming watch. If you're waiting to hear what that is, I'm not going to tell you right now. I waited over 250 days. You all can wait a few more. Like I indicated in my little teaser, my good friend Clayton has generously invited me onto his podcast. We're going to record next weekend, and we're going to discuss that. The watch that should be there, here by then, possibly, or close to that. So, however, with that being said, Clayton and I did a podcast back in July where we talked about, my search for a grail, so to speak, and I use the term loosely. Please look up the previous episode. I linked that episode in that one, and check that out. And then I think he's hoping to release the next podcast, hopefully next Monday. But what I really wanted to talk about right now is maybe some things I've learned, some challenges. Was it a good thing to go so many days without a purchase? Those types of things. So I kind of want to get into that a little bit. So my intent earlier in the year was to save for a grail. So earlier in the year being, we're in 2021 now, so early in 2020, is to save, not buy a bunch of great watches, or that are in that $400 to $700 range that are easy to buy, that are attainable, that are great pieces, but really wanted to be more reflective about my purchases. And I decided I was going to wait really until January or so of this year. My birthday's coming up, so it was really a wait till then and really just defer and keep money set aside and do those sorts of things to just quelch spending and really try to buy, you could call it a signature piece or a piece that would be possibly the center point of my collection. So this year happened. There were some changes work-wise. I changed jobs. So the future of actually purchasing a piece as life kind of happened really took a back seat. And I really wasn't sure if it wouldn't happen until later this summer or whatnot, or maybe I had to defer a little longer. So far, circumstances have aligned nicely, and the stability is there where I feel comfortable making this next purchase. So, things I learned through the last 250 plus days, I think the biggest thing is that if you, and I've echoed this in other episodes, if you are not part of a watch community, whether that's through following people on YouTube, getting involved with some of the Discord stuff, becoming patrons of content creators that you like, I really think you're kind of missing a huge part of this hobby. Because the reality is, for me especially, is I do not have unlimited resources to put towards timepieces. So for me, getting involved in the community, making friends in the community, helping content creators in the community and doing those kinds of things is really a way for me to engage at the hobby at a different level. Doing this channel, I'm small, minuscule, and like I've mentioned in the past, my process in doing this channel is really I am just looking at my journey, and I'm very blessed and happy that a lot of you are coming along with that. So the distraction of all the community involvement, watching YouTube, getting involved in live streams, those sorts of things is hugely beneficial. I could have not, I wouldn't have stayed in the hobby to be realistic. I don't think I would have stayed in the hobby if you just disengage from all that, don't have, friends and places that you plug in, and just not purchase anything. Like it would be very difficult for the hobby for me to continue in that. And I think the next thing I'd like to say, there might be one more point, but this might be the last point. I think the time of not purchasing allows for reflection in what type of collector that you are, or how you want to move forward in this hobby too as well. I think I'm fairly new by most standards. I've been in the hobby 10 years, 10 years, 2 years. But I think I'm starting to develop, my strategy, so to speak. I have a lot of affordables. Like I have like 10 Casios. And that is a great way too. We were talking about earlier, the first point was the distraction of the hobby. I'm sorry, the distraction of getting involved with the community. The next is affordables. Now, affordables, in my view, are a slippery slope because you could just end up with a lot of them, especially once you go down the Casio, the Casio road. And then it allows you to develop, for me, my pieces that maybe are going to be consistent keepers. I'm not a flipper by nature, so when I am looking at purchasing, I'm really not thinking of kicking anything out at this point in time. I think since I started collecting, I have sold 3 watches, and they were all to the same person. So I'm not a flipper by nature. And the other day I know I'm rambling a little bit, but that's the whole point, right? So I think yesterday I was actually looking for more space because I'm going to have a full watch box now, and I actually cleared out a drawer. I've got this great little cabinet that is the perfect slide drawer. I'm just going to buy some pillows, and I just very quickly made room for like 14 more watches. So hopefully it'll be a little while before I fill those. But anyway, as I was starting to say, reflective about the type of collector I want to be. And I think more so for me going forward is that I'm going to be very, very careful about purchases going forward. I almost certainly will go into another watch fast after this purchase. I'm going to go into another mode, and I would hopefully I'll at least get one more watch before the end of the year, but I'm not going to go crazy. I'm really going to be reflective, continue to hone what I think is important in a watch and how I kind of want to move forward too as well, and stay active in the community and those sorts of things too as well. But I'm super excited about what's incoming. Please watch the podcast, and I obviously will show it on my channel. I think in terms of content going forward, I played a little bit with some camera stuff the other day. I got some cheap tripod stuff for Christmas. I think they came out okay, but it still needs some tweaking. I'm kind of honing in on a spot in my upstairs garage that would allow me actually decent lighting and maybe a place to do some different types of things and better recording too as well. But I appreciate you all sticking with me. I really enjoy doing this. I enjoy the engagement that I have with many of you. So thank you to you all. Hope you guys have a happy, safe, prosperous new year. And as always, stay positive, make friends, enjoy the journey. I'll be on soon with that new watch. Take care. Bye-bye.